It's 8 o'clock. Take time to be safe. Don't text and drive. A reminder from HendrickCars.com.
We are live now at 8 o'clock, and we are following breaking news for you this hour. I am Caroline Blair. An Amber Alert is now in effect for a missing teenager out of Fayetteville. We want to give you a look at her. This is 15-year-old Nevia Nixon. The teenager stands around 5 feet 3 inches tall, and she weighs around 170 pounds. She has dyed red hair and hazel eyes, and she was first reported missing to the Fayetteville Police Department back on September 26th. She was last seen on Welsh Place. Anyone with any information on where she may be is asked to call authorities. And we are also on top of more breaking news this morning. U.S. Representative Elijah Cummings has died following complications with long-standing health issues. This, according to his office. And our Spectrum News reporter Madison Cavalcari joins us now in the studio with more on how he is being remembered. Madison, this man certainly a fixture in politics nationwide.
Caroline, absolutely. The 68-year-old Democrat from Baltimore was widely known across the country because he was the chairman of the House Committee on Oversight and Reform. But before that, he was a notable Baltimore attorney and spent more than a decade as a member of the Maryland General Assembly, a giant in the civil rights movement across the U.S. The Howard University graduates supported historically black colleges and universities, many of which, of course, are in our state, and he pushed for more funding. Known as a fierce leader and peacemaker, he spoke passionately about issues in his hometown, the place he was born and raised, Baltimore. Take a listen.
What I can do is fight for them. And I've got to make sure that people hear them. See, they feel as if nobody hears them. And I think we're beginning to get that. But I'm telling you, Baltimore can happen anywhere. And you've got people looking at us right now saying, oh, that'll never happen in my community. But yes, it will. But you got to have people that listen, and you got to begin to act on it.
And we're already seeing reaction about Cummings' death on social media this morning. U.S. Representative Alma Adams, who represents the 12th Congressional District of North Carolina, tweeted this. Representative Cummings left an impression on the lives of so many, serving his district and our country with integrity and compassion. And Representative G.K. Butterfield, who represents the 1st District of North Carolina, tweeting this, a powerful and compassionate voice for the voiceless. We have lost a giant. Surely a man known again as that fierce leader. We expect to hear plenty of reaction regarding his passing throughout the day. And of course, our political team will surely be following up on this too, so make sure you stick with us. In the studio, Madison Cavalcari, Spectrum News.
And you can get updates with the Spectrum TV app on this story when you were on the go. All you have to do is download it from the Google Play or the Apple App Store. All right, our live coverage continues now at 8:03. A meteorologist Lee Ringer is back with more on what we can expect weather-wise today. And we are all smiles here in the studio because it's the official kickoff to the State Fair.
Yeah, an event that everyone, I think, looks forward to.
Yeah.
Likely one of the biggest events that we have, especially in the number of folks that attend. And the good news, if you're attending on the first day of the fair, the weather is really nice out there.
Gorgeous there.
Yeah, take a look. A live view this morning, not a cloud at all in the sky. You can see the flag waving there. There is a little bit of a breeze. Now, officially, the State Fair is not open just yet. They did let our cameras in, but the gates will officially open at 8 this morning. And by then, we'll see temperatures in the 50s. Right now, we're in the 40s. Yeah, fairly chilly morning as you get your day started. In Raleigh at the fairgrounds right now, it's 45 degrees. Durham at 44. Temperatures are going to slowly make their way up. Fayetteville, we're at 48. It won't be too long from now that we'll start to see some 50s. We were mentioning that flag waving in the breeze. Our winds out of the west this morning, up to about 8 miles per hour in Raleigh, which has been making it feel a little cooler than the actual temperature. We'll pull out the wind chill map for the first time this season. And Raleigh, Roxborough, and Henderson, it feels like it's 41. So, yeah, jacket weather here this morning. There's the 50s by 10 o'clock. The State Fair, we mentioned mentioned, opens at noon. We'll be up to 58 then, and then eventually into the afternoon, we should make it at least a little above 60. Our high today about 4 o'clock at 63. Jacket weather again tonight if you're going to be out at the fairgrounds. Once the sun sets, we're into the 50s. Later in the night, once the fair is closed toward early tomorrow morning, in the 40s. We'll talk more about Friday and some rain for the weekend at 8:11. Right now, we need to talk traffic with Adrian.
Yeah, traffic looks okay. We're seeing some issues out there this morning, Lee, but thank goodness the weather is cooperating. Typically, that makes things a little bit easier for my drivers out on the roadway. Let's take a live look outside now. I-40 at I-440. I showed you just about 10 minutes ago, and we saw a major backup there. Things are getting better as you head in that direction, but right here at US 70 at Miami, we're seeing a very busy roadway. Lots of businesses in this area, seeing the gas station here. There's a Bojangles over there in the corner, so a lot of people are stopping and making those turns as well. A little bit slow if you're heading in this direction. Let's take a look at these accidents. US 1 Capitol Boulevard. We saw a lot of car crashes right around Capitol early this morning, and this one is still there at Old Wake Forest Road. Those speeds, they are slow, almost stop and go near Old Wake Forest Road and on Capitol. One more car crash to show you here, and that's causing an issue. Falls of Noose Road, and that along I-540, an 11-mile slowdown there, all due to that morning rush hour traffic and a couple of accidents. Drive safely.
Your real-time traffic from the Leith Auto Park Honda Traffic Center.
In the Triangle, we are learning more about 3 separate deadly crashes. The most recent happening around 8:15 last night in Garner on Timber Drive, north of Highway 70. Now, police have not released many details surrounding the crash. However, we do know a person died after he was taken to Wake Med. Right now, authorities say they do not expect any charges to be filed there. And prior to this crash, a man did die in Raleigh after being hit by a vehicle on Six Forks Road. That happened sometime before 8 o'clock last night near East Millbrook Road. The driver there was taken into custody. Right now, there are no charges. And hours earlier, an investigation was launched into the death of a 14-year-old killed while trying to cross Highway 55 in Holly Springs. You're looking here at Chopper 11 video of that scene. Police say the teen darted onto the highway between Main Street and Ralph Stevens Road around 4:30, and he was hit by a car. The driver stopped immediately. Police don't expect to file any charges. The State Board of Elections wants to make sure that you have complete confidence in your vote. The board will launch a campaign today showing the ways the state protects elections and accurate results. The campaign will run through next year's elections. It will come along with a hashtag, social media post, even a dedicated website. And we will learn more about the voter confidence campaign during a news conference this morning. The State Board of Elections will be joined by the Department of Homeland Security. State agencies are also a part of the effort. And meanwhile, in Nash County, election authorities are calling for an emergency meeting today. The discussion is set to focus on early voting. Now, this all comes after a candidate for mayor filed a protest over the lack of an early voting location in Rocky Mount. The city straddles Nash and Edgecombe counties, and voters on the Edgecombe County side can cast early ballots at the Social Services building in town. But voters on the Nash County side have to drive to the county seat of Nashville, 12 miles away. Voters have a runoff election for mayor in less than 2 weeks. Both candidates say there is no way to justify the lack of early voting location in town.
Nash County is approximately 100,000 people. Nash County, Rocky Mount, the Nash County side of Rocky Mount comprises about 40 to 45% of that. So Nash County is in essence saying that they're going to disallow or disenfranchise 40–45% of their population in terms of access to early polling sites.
People are voting today, and we have just 3 weeks to get the vote out. And so certainly my efforts is also focused on letting the citizens know, being able to provide transportation to Nashville to fight against voter suppression. So that's what we're doing in addition to possibly filing an additional protest on the matter.
Nash County officials had planned to open a polling location in town on October 24th. The board will hold its emergency meeting at 4:30 this afternoon by telephone. A chance to honor our military veterans and especially those who served during the Vietnam War. A traveling exhibit's making its way to Tarboro this afternoon. The Wall That Heals opens to the public today at 9 and remains open 24 hours a day through Sunday afternoon. This is video showing the hundreds of communities across the country the wall has traveled to. Opening ceremonies for the exhibit will happen tonight at 5 at Braswell Park. Authorities are anticipating traffic congestion this weekend because of this exhibit and activities related to it. The wall gives veterans and their families who have not visited the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in D.C. the chance to see a version of it up close and personal. More than 2 million people will take part in the Great Southeast Shakeout this morning. It is the world's largest earthquake drill, including people and some students right here in our state. Earthquakes, well, they are not as frequent as severe weather like hurricanes, but they do still happen some here. The earliest quake recorded in North Carolina happened in March of 1735 near Bath and Beaufort County. And today's drill can help increase the likelihood of surviving an earthquake. Now, if you ever find yourself in one, this is what experts say. First, you should get down on the floor before you are knocked over by the earthquake. Next, take cover under sturdy furniture or next to an inside wall. And finally, hold on to a piece of furniture, and if it moves, make sure you move with it. All right, it is 8:10 and meteorologist Lee Ringer is standing by now in our Weather on the Ones Forecast Center. Hey, Lee.
Hey, good morning to you, Caroline. A nice sunny morning to start the day. All that rain that was slowing us down yesterday morning is long gone. It actually has moved up over the northeast. It's a storm system we now call a nor'easter, a big area of low pressure that produces not only rain but some strong winds as well. And even though you see all the rain is mainly north of New York and Boston this morning, it's the winds with this causing a problem. New York City could have wind gusts up to 65 miles per hour today. And the reason why I mention that, if you're traveling today, if you have a flight to the Northeast, expect some delays. In fact, we're starting to see those delays build. Take a look at New York City, LaGuardia Airport, already a delay over an hour and a half there. And we expect some delays in Boston, even perhaps in Philly. So just a heads up there. We will have a bit of a breeze here with that low sitting north of us, but wind's not nearly as strong. We may just get some gusts up to about 25 miles per hour. Otherwise, enjoy the sunshine and cooler temperatures, the 40s right now, but we should make it a little above 60 at 63. Tomorrow, a similar day as we wrap up the week. The winds will be lighter and the morning low could be a little cooler. A low of 42 to start out with. Friday, we'll look for a high of 64. There are some changes in the weekend forecast as we bring the rain chances up. First part of Saturday looks dry, but at the end of the day, or at least Saturday night, we could have rain moving in that'll last through Saturday night and at least into Sunday morning. That 60% chance you see on Sunday, a lot of that may come early in the morning. And that rain for the weekend has tropical origins. We'll explain, including how much rain we may see. That, plus we'll see if there's any rain chances for next week. Hope you'll stay with us for the 7-day outlook at 8:21. Caroline.
Lee, thank you for that. And after that report, we now know what to expect in the fair forecast. And we know everyone's anticipating this year's state fair, which is just hours away now. Our Spectrum News reporter Lenny Supal joins us from the fairgrounds right now in Raleigh this morning. Lenny, you have the assignment of the day, and certainly we've been talking about the state fair, the setup for quite some time. The fun's now about to begin.
Absolutely, Caroline. We were able to get into the fairgrounds a little earlier than everyone. Gates will open at noon today, and that's when the fun will really get underway. But we're getting a sneak peek at all the prizes that you could win at all the games on the Midway, and we're having a lot of fun with that. But also, when it comes to planning your trip to the NC State Fair, we're going to help you save a little money. So a trip to the state fair will set you back about $13 a ticket. That is for teens and adults. So for a family of 4, 2 adults, 2 kids at $7 for kids, that's about $40, and that's just to get inside. So how can you save at the NC State Fair? Well, believe it or not, you can actually bring your own food. So if you're willing to forego the delicious fried food and maybe save some calories and some dollars, pack up a lunchbox with sandwiches and snacks you can save there. You can also bring some drinks to the state fair. Just make sure they're not in glass bottles. So a few ways to save, and also on Thursday, October 24th, in 1 week, you can get into the state fair for free. It is Hunger Relief Day. You just need to bring 6 cans of food in order to get an admission ticket. So that is a big way if you have a big family, you want to come out and not dip into the budget too much. Definitely look into Hunger Relief Day on the 24th, and of course we'll have more details on all the fun to be had at the State Fair on our website, SpectrumLocalNews.com. But with more than 1 million people coming out to the fairgrounds over the next 10 days, we're helping you get around all the traffic. So Adrian is joining us now. And Caroline, we were wondering, when are you making your way out to the fair?
You know, I've been thinking about that all morning long. Adrian gets to go today, so she's going to give us a preview. Then I got to figure out when I'm going to schedule it. But it's busy on the weekends. We know it's a little less busy during the week. I might be coming out there next week during the week to try to avoid some of that traffic. But Adrian, we do know that on the official kickoff to the fair day, it's going to be busy.
Super busy.
Super busy on the
and
roads.
people are already emailing in and asking us when is the fair starting and what's going to be happening. So I will report back to you, Caroline, on all the funnel cakes and the donuts, all the good stuff that they're going to have, and the fried food that we will be partaking in for sure. Let's take a look at where we're going to see some of the busiest traffic. Again, beginning today, ending October 27th. Now, the actual fair is on Blue Ridge Road, so you're going to see that traffic really ramping up around Wade Avenue at Blue Ridge, Wade at Edwards Mill Road, Blue Ridge at Trinity, Hillsboro. Lots of traffic in those areas. Also, right around 440 on that belt line, people will be out there as well heading to the fair. We want to help you get there. Sometimes you don't want to drive. You want to kick your feet up and let someone drive you. Go Raleigh Shuttle Service, fantastic service, $5 round trip. They have a Cary shuttle at the Cary Town Center Shopping Mall, a North Raleigh shuttle at the Triangle Town Center Shopping Mall, Hillsboro as well, and Garner. Check the website for more details on that.
Your real-time traffic from the Leith Auto Park Honda Traffic Center.